It is a special segment right now where we have our eye health talk by professionals. We are honored to have our very special guest today to talk about the eye health. So please join me in welcoming Miss Danica Maria.
Hello, good morning. Thank
Please
you,
sit down.
Celine. All right. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Danica. So you are from Dash, right?
That's
Yeah.
correct. I'm from Zeiss. Yeah.
Can you do a little bit of introduction of yourself?
Yes, of course. Thank you, first of all, for that amazing introduction. All right. First of all, my name is Danica Maria. You may call me Miss Danny. All right. I'll be around. First things first, I'm actually an optometrist by profession. I've practiced optometry for around 6 years prior to actually becoming a professional speaker here. Honestly, right now, my title is Product Marketing and Training Manager from Zeiss. I'm all about product awareness from Zeiss as the product that is best for you in our modern day and age. So back to you, Celine.
So today our topic is about modern lifestyle, modern solution. We're talking about modern lifestyle, which is the digital age. So can you share a little bit what are the digital age that actually mean for our eyes?
Thank you so much, Celine. That's an excellent question. Now, you see, digital age means to say that from 10 years ago, it has already changed drastically. What's happening right now is that we are currently using our smartphones for everything. In fact, look around you. We are using digital devices, smartphones, laptops, basically everywhere. So our need for task has already become closer to our eyes in comparison to, say, 10 years ago. So to better answer your question, I would like to talk about today's agenda, which is going to be, all right, there we go. A quick introduction on what digital age is all about and its impact to eye overall, and what are some of the modern eye challenges and problems that most of us will face, but in fact not really have been talking about. So today we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about how Zeiss can help you with these problems. And of course, at the final takeaways, and of course, Q&A session from the audience. So if I may have a very quick, to answer your question even better, honestly, the digital age and its impact, if I may, a very quick one for all of you here. If you were to see my screen over here, as I mentioned earlier, smartphones, right? Just for your information, a fun fact, we have checked how often you have looked at your phone throughout the day. In fact, it's 27% of your waking hours. So that's actually quite a lot. Your waking hours is, you sleep for 8 hours. The rest of the hours, you're looking at your phones. And if you're not looking at your phones, you're looking at other digital devices, tablets, iPads, laptops, etc. And that constitutes 21% roughly of your waking hours. If you're a student, that percentage goes higher. And if, let's say, you're on social media, which honestly speaking, we all are on social media most of the time, and it's going to be around 16%. And let's be honest, this is quite modest when it comes to the data, right?
Most likely,
Yeah.
my waking time it's more than my waking time.
It's more than your waking time. Yeah, exactly. So same goes for me too. All right. So what is basically happening here is that before even you go to sleep, your percentage of looking at your smartphone, it's 27%? So that's quite a high number. And even when you're sleeping, halfway through you'll wake up to check your emails, check your messages. Did your boss suddenly text you? That constitutes about 34%. And if it goes throughout the day, 32%, you're checking at smartphone immediately as you wake up, before even brushing your teeth or having breakfast. 78% uses digital devices on public transports. So if you think, even as you're on Grab, if you think that you're at the back passenger and you're looking at your phone, the driver is still using the same thing, the smartphone, looking at Waze. And sometimes while at your junction, I mean, let's be honest, we are going to look at our phones, right? Yeah. So let's continue. Tablets, laptops, 89%. When we are socializing. Okay, a little bit about socializing. As you're waiting here, listening to me, listening to the wonderful Celine, you are going to check your handphone, right? And then you have somebody right online. So basically, this is what modern age is all about. So the cycle starts all over again as you go to sleep and wake up. So the impact, it goes all the way to our next generation. So as you all know, the current generation that's on the rise is Generation Z and Generation Alpha. Alpha is the very latest, and the next one is going to be Omega. So Generation Z is toddlers right now, and how are they behaving? Are they like us back in the 90s? No, they are in fact looking at tablets, iPads, and if let's say they are annoying their parents just a little bit, they are going to give the handphones, right? Yeah, that is what's the difference.
Yes, as you say that the increase of the everyone to use their handphone, right? So this is very common that we will have vision issues when we using too many handphones or mobile tablets. So what are the common major vision problems that we might be facing?
Thank you so much, Celine. Excellent question. So let's talk about that further. So Celine, to answer your question, modern eye problems and challenges, this is where we're coming up to. All of this, what does it result when it comes to your eye health, okay? As you mentioned earlier, it's not just the body, it's the eyes that you have to focus as well, right? So actually, you'll be experiencing some form of digital eye strain. You see, digital eye strain is not something that people talk about in kopitiam, by the way. It's actually something you experience day to day, but do not know it. You do not name it. Example, suddenly you just feel tired for no reason at all, but you've had 8 hours to 10 hours of sleep. Dry eyes. You have headaches for no reason, and it's not because your boss asked you to do extra work. Okay, all of those constitutes to digital eye strain. What's next? Blue light exposure, which also add on to the current problem you already have. As you all know, blue light is a type of wavelength that emits from digital devices. So the more you spend time on it, the more you are exposed to it, and that in turn gives you a lot more problems. And one of them, in fact, is digital eye strain. Because your eyes are not used to anatomically to attend to blue lights throughout the day for long periods of time. In fact, your eyes is very much used to looking far to the trees. Back in the day, 10, 20 years, even hundreds of years ago. Only recently, we've been doing this, and your eyes has been accustomed, not really accustomed to the blue light, and is causing a lot of problems. What's next? UV exposure. Did you know that just because someone says UV does not necessarily mean sunscreen on your skincare? It actually also means for your eyes. So we're going to touch a little bit on that topic later on, but let me give you a bit of a summary here. Even when you're just moving from your corporate office, let's say, or even yourself, Celine, like let's say you would like to go outside later on after this event, you have a little bit of sunlight, that's UV. In your office, indoors, you have a big window and you're looking at your phone or tablet or working on something, that's UV coming from the sides, coming from the back. So all of these are additional UV exposure that you're not really that aware of. Let's talk about more problems here. Frequent cleaning. Okay, some of you were to wear a mask, right? Halfway through, you'll realize, why blurry? I cannot see very clear. It's actually because of your lenses getting easily fogged up with oils, smudged fingerprints. Sometimes we have combination skin, oily skin, and we tend to have that on the lenses as well. So this is actually a modern problem. Increase of myopia. Okay, for some of you, it may be an alien word, a foreign word. Myopia just means that for children, you'll realize they can't see far very well. They tend to see near more. So sometimes if you see your kids, right, they're looking at the iPad, it's already very close. You can't really tell that they're having eye problems until you bring them outside, maybe to the park or something, and then they have to do this to their eyes. They start to squint. That's when you realize, oh wait, my kid can't see far very well. So we call them short-sightedness among us in layman term, but the actual name for it is called myopia. And the scary part about this, Celine, just for your information and for all of you here, this has been increasing for our kids for the past decade or so. It's been increasing, especially in Asia. All right, so we have more near work here. Now let's talk about the last part here, which is something that we know of, like intrinsically, but not really ask out loud, which is customization for our needs. So let's say we were walking around, we're talking to people nowadays, right? We tend to look at our phones, as I mentioned so many times earlier. So all of this actually is in need of customization for your lenses. So sometimes you want to look good. I mean, you found out you need spectacles now. You want to look good with your frames. So your frames tend to be bigger, smaller, cat eyes, etc., etc. All of this not just follow your face, but should follow your lifestyle. Therefore, increasing need of customization. So all of this, Celine, is actually a wrap up of some parts of what modern eye problem and challenges is all about.
Yes, as you can see, really a long list. So how do we to manage all these kind of eye problem and challenges that causes by modern lifestyle?
Thank you, Celine. So actually there is solution in place for all of you here today. And I would like to tell you that from Zeiss, myself as a representative, we have a long list of solution catered specifically for all of this, right? So first of all, I would like to put it out there that when we talk about solutions over here, we are not just picking data out of the sky, basically. We are in fact focusing on research. We see what are the science in vision and visual studies that have been done globally to ensure that we pick the right solution for our customers and our consumers over here. So with that being said, Celine, the solution I'm going to tell you now, it's a long list, guys, but it's not the entirety of the product, but to customize to the problems I mentioned, which is modern problems nowadays. All right?
Okay, so first of all, just now you mentioned about blue light exposure, and also the digital strain, eye strain. So how do we handle this kind of problem?
Thank you, Celine. So I'm bringing back the list over here. We have this number of lists, right? So let's talk about it, guys. Celine, you asked about blue light exposure and also digital eye strain. So from Zeiss, we have the Zeiss Blue Guard. Okay, now, how many of you, a very quick show of hands, all right, the ones who are currently listening, been on Zoom calls because of your meeting? Right, the majority of you. So when you're on Zoom calls, you notice that the person talking to you, suddenly you can't see their eyes because it's all blue reflection. Yeah, so we want to address that problem, at the same time digital eye strain, at the same time blue exposure. So how does it work? First of all, Blue Guard is our technology, which means the lens material itself is fully protected for your eyes. Meaning to say that as you're looking at the digital device, is the full lens throughout the entire layer is protecting you from the blue light itself. So this means, for example, yeah, if you tend to have digital eye strain because of headaches and so on, it can be reduced significantly by just having this protection alone. Next, let's say if accident happened, right? Like say you accidentally drop your glasses, it tend to scratch. So when it does scratch, the coating disappears. So this from Zeiss is not just a coating on top of the lens. It's actually throughout the entire lens layer, as I mentioned earlier. So even if one layer is scratched, the next layer is there, and so on and so forth. So we provide this blue eye guard. First of all, it's easy on the eyes, as I mentioned, to address the digital eye strain, gives you more protection, and of course, less reflection. So you still have a little bit when you see on Zoom calls, but it's not that bad, guys. Like sometimes your eyes is totally blue. So that's what Zeiss can give you. Now, Celine, let's talk about digital eye strain earlier. So for digital eye strain, as I mentioned, some symptoms, yeah, headaches, dry eyes, teary eyes, eye fatigue, etc., can be solved with Zeiss digital eye strain, provided, yeah, that you are getting it checked by an optometrist, first of all. So what is digital eye strain all about? Digital eye strain is when you were to look at prolonged screen time use for long periods of time, suddenly you have to see far distance. When you do that, you will realize your eyes takes a while to focus it. It's blurry at first. Then you blink a few times and then only gets clear. That is the starting or symptom of digital eye strain, right? So now, it's like a camera in your handphones. If you were to focus on something far, it tends to clear up. It focus, 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 and clear up, right? Same goes when it comes near. So this is something that is being done in your eye as anatomically or naturally speaking. So we call this ciliary muscle, so I can't point it, yeah? But you can see the eye, there's a cross-section of the eye, and you can see the lens, right? The lens is actually, don't mind Yaseline. Okay, this is the lens, and we have the eye muscle surrounding this lens, not the front one, the inner part. So that eye muscles, when you were to look far or near, it tend to, like a camera, accommodate accordingly, right? So if, let's say, you were to have digital eye strain, you can't do that very well. Your near tends to get blurry for a while, and then it clears up. Distance get blurry for a while, and then it clears up. It's like, hey, what's wrong with my eyes? Huh? My specs okay, yeah? Okay, it's actually not your specs, it's your muscles, right? That is why sometimes, no matter how many years go by, your power tend to increase with prolonged eye use. So if you were to get Zeiss digital lens, it helps you get clear vision immediately, naturally, near and far immediately. So let's say you're going from near, I want to see far for a while, clear, immediately. Far, back to near, clear. As long as, of course, you have an optometrist to help you out with the power, okay? So this is what digital lenses from Zeiss will do. Now, talking about digital eye strain, remember I talked about dry eyes earlier? Your eyes tend to tear for no reason. In fact, Zeiss also have a product for that, which is called Zeiss Eye Mask, Warm Eye Mask, okay? The wonderful thing about Zeiss Warm Eye Mask is that normally when you have strain or fatigue in your eyes and your eyes keep tearing, the best one, you have like sandy feeling in your eye. That kind of situation, normally professionals like us will ask you to put on eye compression. Meaning to say you have warm water, you put on a clean cloth and you place it over your eyes to relax. But you have to control a lot of things in that scenario. We'll give you an warm eye mask from Zeiss instead to ensure that you are more relaxed. No need to even focus on the cleanliness of the cloth. No need to focus on the temperature of the cloth itself, the water, too hot, too cold. No need to worry about that. You just put on this Zeiss warm eye mask, remove from the sachet. You will start to realize it's starting to heat up immediately because it's exposed to the air. It has an inner temperature control to manage between 40 to 45 degrees, so you won't have any chemical burn if you were to put on your eyes for long periods of time. In fact, you can even sleep with it. It's fine, no problem, guys. What's awesome about this, Celine and everybody, it's convenient to use. You can use anytime, any day, all right? You can use it because it's consistent heating. There is no risk of chemical burn, as I mentioned, temperature burn, and also it's hygienic. Only one, in one box you have 5 sachets. If you were to remove one, it is completely sealed from the packet. So you know it's clean and it's a single time use. Once you use it, you throw it away, you're good to go. You're very relaxed. It's like a spa day on the go. All right? So basically, this is Zeiss warm eye mask. Yeah.
So talking about the eye mask, I think personally feel like really convenient because on the go, even you're on the public transport or anything. So inside the Grab car, even sometimes you feel like a bit pressure or wanted to have some rest on your eye, right? This is a perfect thing.
That's correct.
For on the go.
Yep.
Okay. So just now earlier you also mentioned about the UV exposure. Even in indoors, we will get exposed to UV, right? So how does Zeiss able to help us with this UV protection?
Thanks, Celine. Okay, so now UV protection. Let's talk about that further, right? So as I give the example earlier was even when walking outside, a very quick one to the mama store, kopitiam, meeting your friend, even outside the car for a while, you know, as you say hi, hello, you're going to have some UV exposure, right, from the sunlight. So our Zeiss products comes with full, which is 100% UV protection. All right, how does this work? Basically, when it comes to our Zeiss lenses, it protects both direct UV and also indirect UV. That way, it's something like using sunscreen for your skin, but for your eyes with lenses protection. So it is giving you, wonderful thing, yeah? It is also giving you the level of protection a sunglasses would give. So even if you were to go outside just for a while, you're like, eh, I forgot my sunglasses. Okay, no worries, you're wearing your Zeiss product right now. It's full protection throughout. It's going to do the job. Next, it also protects the surrounding skin. So with all this being said, even if you're indoors, like you have the big window and so on, it can still protect from indirect UV radiation. So normally for us optometrists, we will provide Blue Protect for indoors and UV protection for outdoors. But in Zeiss, you can have them both, no issue. All of our products are 100% UV protected.
I see. So in this case, right? So I believe many people that wearing lenses can feel the same with me, because normal glasses you need frequent cleaning. So sometimes I'm too lazy to clean it. So how Zeiss able to help at this well?
Thank you, Celine. Okay, this is a modern problem, right? Because when you wear glasses on, you were to have like foggy due to, like I said, oiliness, humidity, and so on. And that's one of the reasons why a majority of us switch to contact lenses. So from Zeiss, we've noticed this. We would like to address the issue. So we have recently launched our latest coating, which is called DuraVisual Gold UV. So this particular coating is a technology whereby it ensures that you have exceptional smudge resistance and cleanability. So it has this technology called CleanGuard to ensure that the lens itself is water and oil repellent. So let's say you were to go outside for a while. Okay, this is giving an example some of us can relate to. We go outside and you have a slight drizzle of rain. So the moment the rain hits, you have water over there, right? And you come in, you try to wipe it off. But then you also have your skin oils around your glasses. So as you're wiping it off, oh dear, it's becoming more and more smudgy. So that does not happen with CleanGuard technology. So we address this issue to ensure that no matter where you are, you're going to have clear vision. So let's talk about, besides just CleanGuard technology, we also have exceptional durability. So the reason why I say exceptional durability here, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever in our market, we have the lens that could ensure Bayer ratio of 16. Bayer ratio 16. So this is actually a technical term, but what it means is that if, let's say, your lens were to fall, right, and you have a high chance of scratches, this lens material, the coating itself, ensures that it lowers the risk drastically. So not only that it's able to repel water and repel dirt, but it also helps you protect the lens from scratches that can easily obtain from just dropping your lenses, even sometimes just leaving it out for your kids to take them and play with them, etc. So this is what we are providing from DuraVision Gold. But it's not only that, it doesn't stop there. We also ensure that our DuraVision Gold provide excellent clarity in various light conditions. So even if it's a low lighting condition, you will still notice that, hey, it's actually quite clear. Because this is an anti-reflection coating, yes, Celine. So if, let's say, you were to walk around, you have that reflection of gold, which, by the way, looks good. At nighttime, you see that it's very clear as well, right? Even in low light. So again, aesthetics lah. So, I mean, everyone is singing the song Golden nowadays, right? So yeah, there we go. Okay, so basically, DuraVision Gold UV assists a lot in ensuring that frequent cleaning is very less throughout the day. Yeah.
That is really, really helpful, because for person like me, usually I put my glasses everywhere. So sometimes easy to get some scratches. So with this DuraVision Gold UV, right, it's definitely helped me a lot.
Awesome, Salim. I'm actually very happy to hear that.
All right. So moving on to the next questions, right? Because just now you mentioned about the increase of myopia among the children. So as we can see on the road as well, so many of the children started to wear glasses. But how Zeiss able to address this concern?
Thank you, Celine. So this is actually a serious issue among our children. So when it comes to increase in myopia, especially in Southeast Asia, it's actually become to a point where it's actually very worrying for our kids. As you know, when it comes to myopia, the moment your power keep increasing, you can't see far very well, it's going to cause a lot of problems. Let's say eye diseases like maculopathy, myopia maculopathy, which is sounds very scary, right? And so all of this is something that we need to address and prevent. So I'm not going to talk too much here because on the 13th, everyone, on 13th September, we are going to talk about myopia management from Zeiss. So stay tuned. But today, I'm going to have a very quick recap or summary about what we can do for you. So in terms of increase of myopia, just for your information, Zeiss has been combating or addressing this issue for the past 20 years. And we have a myopia management program, in fact, in all of our Zeiss optical shops, all right? So there are optical shops that have our Zeiss logo. We are going to be helped with this. So what we do is we provide our eye care practitioners, our optometrists, with 3 different lenses to cater to each child. So the 3 lenses are MyoVision Pro, MyoKids, and MyoCare. So it's not as easy as for kids. I can't see near. I can't see far. I can only see near very well. Example. And then you bring it to an optometrist. The optometrist just put on the glasses and you can see far. Okay, Kautim. No, it's not like that anymore. Because when it comes to children, you have a number of factors to take into consideration. First of all, you have to take into consideration their visual behavior. How are they using their eyes? Are they always on the iPad? Are they always on smartphones? Are they always on near the TV? You know, the 65-inch TV, are they going closer to it? Is it a genetics problem? So all of this we take into consideration and the optometrist can choose for you MyoVision Pro, MyoKids or MyoCare. But like I said, I won't go so deep into each one of them because on the 13th of September, we are going to talk about this even further. So please come back to know more about this particular topic and how in Zeiss we help to manage, right?
This is very helpful to all the parents because you can understand more about the children's myopia problems, and feel free to come back again on 17. It's 13, sorry, 13th of September.
Yeah.
Yes. So moving on to the next questions. The increasing need to customize eye protections. So is it about the frame selection, the style, or anything?
Thank you, Celine. Okay, so when we talk about customization, one number of example I gave earlier was larger frames, different designs of frames, and so on, right? But actually, it goes deeper than that. So customization, increasing of needs, meaning to say is your visual behavior at the end of the day. So let's say for yourself right now, Celine, you're an MC, you know, your job is to even look at the devices at this distance. So that's your job visual behavior. And then when you go to, let's say, corporate job, you have a laptop. That's a laptop type of task. So how does that go hand in hand with your glasses? Example, including your age, including your visual behavior outside of work, etc., etc. So there are a number of factors to take into consideration. So as we grow older, modern lifestyle, this current decade, as you can see, a kid as young as 6+ years old, all the way to 50+ years old, where you have a problem, cannot see near, all right? All of this, look at what they are holding. Handphone, because that is the digitalization. And this is our current life right now. So because of this, we need to adapt to the current situation. Not as easy as I put on my glasses, I can see far enough. Okay, so for Zeiss, what we do here is that we actually have a Smart Life portfolio. Just a fun fact, guys. Smart Life actually is talking about smartphone life. All right, just for your info. Okay, so what's happening here is that in Zeiss, we focus on 4 categories. The first category is talking about smart dynamics optics, basically today's dynamic visual behavior. Like I said earlier, a number of times, one of the examples is looking near, looking far, and then back again. In fact, a very quick scenario, even when you're going outside, socializing with your friends, you will start to realize as you're talking, you tend to look at your phones, right? You're talking, you're face-to-face, suddenly, look phone kejap, and then look at your friends. Right? So these are all the modern visual behavior. So we in Zeiss, we take all of this data to cater lenses specifically designed for this modern person. Doesn't matter what age, 6 years old, all the way up to 50+ years old. And not only that, it also comes with age intelligence. So as I mentioned just now, 6 years old up to 50 plus years old, did you know it also follows with your anatomical changes? Okay, example, yeah, guys. As you are younger, your pupil tend to be larger. But as you grow older, it becomes smaller. So whenever an optometrist who's going to provide you with a Zeiss lens and they ask you for your age, it's not to judge you, yeah? Okay, it's actually just to ensure that your lenses follow the pupil size according to the age of the average person according to that age. So we follow through with all of this data. That is called age intelligence. Okay, now clear optics and thin optics. Okay, I put these two together, but these are also the categories that Zeiss focus on. So clear optics, of course, as I mentioned, we want to ensure that you can see clearly. Distance, near, sides, in fact. Sometimes when you're wearing your glasses, it's a large frame. You start to realize, and I look to the side, the bombastic side eye, you start to realize the side here is a bit blurry. So when it comes to Zeiss, we ensure that even your frame fitting of your face and your frame is exactly right so that that particular problem is reduced. Same goes for your behavior. How you see near, your position of your body, your head, and so on, and how you see far. So these are all optometrists who has been trained by Zeiss will help you out. And that is what we do here. And then also we promise to ensure to address modern issues like thick lenses or heavy lenses. Sometimes you'll realize your glasses tend to come down and so on, right? It's because of the weight of the lens, your power is too high, or it looks really not aesthetically pleasing because of the thickness on the side. Zeiss promises to address all of that by providing you with thin optics, thinner lenses. So even though in the market a lot of people have claimed to be so, but for our Smart Life portfolio, we have a number of measurements that we take to ensure that we give you exactly what we promise. So with that being said, one of the things to let you know, Celine, as well as all of you, yeah, is that when it comes to Zeiss, all the number of solutions that we have here today is actually just a percentage of the products we have. In fact, I'm focusing only on the modern person, man or woman, and what we can do for you. So all of these options, I'm sure you're wondering, which one is right for me? Don't worry. We have optometrists here today. In fact, we are collaborating with Focus Point 360 APAC, which stands for Advanced Primary Eye Care, to ensure that we do that exactly for you. So for Zeiss, we also provide the 360 holistic solution. That is why I'm here today, to give you the awareness. For us here, we ensure that you have the protection, the comfort, the durability of your lenses, innovation, because we are focusing on research, we are focusing on development and your visual behavior, as well as customization to all of this. So that is why I am giving you the solution of the lenses today. So with that being said, the vision needs and visual behavior are increasingly impacted by our digital lifestyle currently. It's very fast, it's changing drastically, so we have to do something to help. Good news, Zeiss here to help you just with that.
Good, Dad. Now we have modern solutions where we have Zeiss to help us to design our portfolio when facing this kind of the modern problems, right? Okay, so thank you so much, Miss Danny, for sharing so much of information with us. So now, anybody have any questions? We are opening the floor to Q&A. So let's see, anybody wanted to ask any questions? All right.
All right.
All right.
People are shy.
People are shy, but no worries. I believe all of us definitely learned something from you today. So we learned about how are the modern problems that we are facing in these modern lifestyles, and we also learned that how Zeiss can actually help us to overcome this kind of modern issues. So thank you so much, Miss Danny. So other than
Thank
this,
you.
Other than this, so I believe everybody can also utilize today's opportunity to visit our four stations of eye check, because today we are giving this modern eye check for free, totally free. So please do visit us, come around at our LG floor center court, because for this to welcome everybody to our APEC Focus Point Roadshow, because you can enjoy the eye test today.
If I may add, Celine, one more thing is that if, let's say, you have further information, right? We mentioned if you have any questions, you can ask us. Perhaps you can't think of it right now, but you would like to ask further, you want to know further, no worries. Our optometrists are in fact around here. We have also Zeiss representative around here. Please approach us and then get more information. So as you said, Celine, when it comes to our this activity, this what do you call it? This effort that we are currently doing right now for optometrists around to check eyes for free for the public is to provide awareness of your own eye health. So please take the opportunity right now and get to know more about your eyes that maybe normal times you may not think about it as much.
This is very important because we all do regular body checks, but we don't actually focus on our eye health as well, right? Okay, so that's all for today's sharing sessions. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Can you invite all of us to give Miss Dani a big round of applause? Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Celine, for your wonderful hospitality. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you.